Welcome back to the Mario Nawfal. I mean, I don't even know what today is. This is the most epic day in the history of crypto, and I think some people are having their little feelings hurt that we haven't gotten all the most monumental, executive orders right the second he had his inaugural speech. But there's a lot of things going on in crypto. If anybody doesn't know how wild this last weekend was, I'd like to know what you do during your lifestyle, because you rest more than I do, because this has been a wild 3 or 4 days, and we're about to go into an even more exciting era. The Bitcoin, the crypto era is here. Crypto Focus Administration. There's no shortage of stuff to talk about. My name's Kelly Kell. I'm the host here on these crypto dailies on the Mario Nawfal channel. Shout out to the IBC team who's been crushing it in the background, getting all these different spaces out. And then my boy right here with the lifestyle as his background, Mr. Druth. How you doing, good sir?
Dude, I mean, this is the lightning we're riding, man. We had a $10,000 price swing. We popped up to $109,000, got close to 110. Trump didn't mention crypto on that inauguration. So we've taken, I mean, this volatility has been absolutely insane. I do have a trade in that's worth about 70% of a Bitcoin right now, but I'm keeping the stop loss tight. I'm riding this lightning, seeing if we can catch the upswing. I bought Trump token at $7, feeling great about it. And we're just multiplying our bags. It's absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely. And everybody, we've got an incredible lineup today on the panel here. We're going to be discussing all the things going on within this market. And then the last 15, 20 minutes, we're going to be diving in to a new project here. We're excited to have them on here on the panel, the Crouton Jones crew. We're going to be doing an AMA with them the last 15 or 20 minutes, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about before we get there. So I'm going to throw it back over to you, Drew. You can kind of move it around. Actually, let's throw it back over. Let's throw it to you, Jordan. Introduce yourself and how you feel. Do you feel like the market not blasting out immediately on the inauguration is bearish, or do we just need to be a little bit more patient for this green rocket ship we just strapped into?
Guys, look, we are here. We are on the day of the inauguration. They tried to take our president out, and we have made it to this day. So it is our time to dominate over the next 4 years. All I know is that if you are not positioned, this market is going to continue to just be a rocket ship to the damn moon, and we are right here at the right time. This is going to be an amazing 4 years. My name's Jordan Simmons, one of the founders of Crouton Jones, and all original entertainment universe coming to the blockchain. So we're going to get into that later, man, but I'm just fired up. It's an absolute amazing day today.
Absolutely. And Chonky, I see you smiling, nodding your head, excitement. Are you feeling pretty darn good about what's about to be unleashed? Did we just unleash the Kraken?
Dude, I think the Kraken's been released. And so we talked about it before. Like, I remember back before the election, I thought that we were going to see a sell the news event, and it didn't happen. Like, we pumped close to 100K if we didn't hit 100K right afterwards. And we've continued to essentially hold around there. And I think that this time we sort of saw how it was priced in around the inauguration. I don't think anybody really full on expected him to talk about crypto a lot in the inauguration. I mean, we're talking about like the most official of official entrances into the presidency, or re-entrances into the presidency. Don't think anybody really expected it. But no, I'm strapped in for the next year. Honestly, for the next 4 years, I think we're going to see unprecedented regulation in the space. We're going to see this administration really move crypto forward, especially in the States, to try to get us back ahead where we should have been all along, but we've been sort of suppressed.
I mean, I completely agree. I think this is akin to when people think about viewership on the Super Bowl. I think that this, I'd be interested to see over the next coming days how many people tuned in to the various different parts of this inauguration, because it is not just the U.S. There are people the world over that are tuned into this, because this is an epic swing from a completely different agenda to something that, I don't want to make this a political show, but back to common sense, and people, it does have far-reaching implications on what other countries may sort of reshape as well. But Travis, I see you there. You got the coat on. You got the Make America Great Again hat on. How are you feeling about this? I mean, this weekend is that any indication of what we're about to see unleashed in the coming weeks and months?
We're feeling bullish. We're riding the spaceship all the way with the crouton. And I mean, come on, guys. That's got to be a 5 out of 10 right there. That's not bad. It's something. That's not bad. Yeah, you got me in all these layers. I'm in Florida, bro, and it's going to snow tomorrow. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? I'm like, Trump comes in. Now the snow comes in. Is that a good omen? Is it a bad omen? Is it a crispy omen? I can't call it, guys. But I think that it's good. I kind of disagree with your boy over here, actually, about not mentioning it. And the biggest platform ever in the inauguration? What better way to make a statement than to come in there and absolutely light the crypto world on fire? But I get it. Other pressing matters at hand. Other pressing matters.
Yeah, I mean, he was pushing the border security first and foremost. I think that a lot of people, all eyes are on that because, you know, I mean, it's a matter of national security, and the crypto movement. It's happening in the background anyways. Like, we already have the bill being presented by Cynthia Loomis. He's acknowledged that he's going to support it. He's got a crypto friendly background. And really what I saw with that roll up of his own coin on Friday, I had to adjust kind of my expectations for how large the meme coin sector in and of itself is going to get.
Crazy.
Like, previous to that, I was thinking like $1 trillion market cap on aggregate would be a sensible place for me to see meme coins go. I'm having to readjust from what I've seen this weekend. I'm having to readjust after watching this coin gather nearly 1 million wallets within 3 days. It took Dogecoin 13 years to hit 3.5 million wallets. Right.
Hey, and what other meme coin out there? And like, for people that are giving pushback on this, I get it, especially once the Melania token dropped. I get the confusion, but on the flip side, if you look at this specifically just as a business decision within the crypto ecosystem, he did it 2 days. You know, he rolled the Trump coin out on Friday, which makes sense from a legal perspective because he did it before he was president, so they can't slap him with an impeachment of, you know, doing something using the presidential platform as a moneymaker. And on the flip side, if you look at it specifically from a crypto perspective, on Dune Analytics, it showed that I think it was over 162,000 people. 162,000 people bought that meme coin through credit card. That were basically, that would be an indication that these are 162,000 people that did not have any exposure to crypto whatsoever. So there's no other meme coin that has had that sort of reach outside of the crypto ecosystem to essentially, I don't want to call it training wheels, but in some ways, meme coins and gaming itself as well are two areas of the market that have an immediate ability to reach people outside the crypto interest zone that say, hey, come and do this other thing you enjoy or participate in this other cultural thing that you enjoy. And by doing so, they're getting their, you know, sort of their hand is being held, walked into the crypto ecosystem. So I do think it's bullish. I know player one Taco, you were on some of these spaces that we were doing. I mean, I don't even know what to ask you, bro. Like, what's up? What should we be worried if we don't get an executive order today that's crypto focused, or do you think that's a near zero likelihood?
I don't think we should be worried at all. I do feel bad as a DGen because when we had that 6-hour space Friday night, you did an amazing job hosting that. I had to call it after 5.5 hours.
To be fair, thank God it was audio. I was laying in bed just on my speakerphone, just okay, you come up. Yeah. So yeah,
it was awesome. And then yesterday's marathon, after getting rugged that was another huge marathon. Look, I could, like, when we were having that space, Trump mentioning crypto was at a 42% on Polymarket. I went big on that bet. And like a DGen yesterday, it was at 100% that he was going to mention it. I could have sold at winning the bet. Instead, I wrote it and he didn't mention it. So I lost my bet. But, you know, I think we're going to see some really cool stuff come out of today. You know, and
200 executive orders. I mean, It'd be hard not to work it in that sort of list of things you're signing.
Right. You know, and so, like, market wise, this has set a new precedent, and I've just been having a blast on liquidity, you know, printing dollars on trading fees. I'm not touching my principal. I've just put my principal in on one side trades, and I'm just collecting trading fees like crazy. So it is a blast.
Right on. It's one of those aspects. I think a lot of people, even people that have been in the market for some years, they don't even participate in that side. And it is definitely something worth looking into, because we have to remember blockchain, crypto, Bitcoin, altcoins, meme coins. It's not just a means of, hey, I can send this amount of transaction to you. It literally is the railroad of the future of what everything is being built onto. And it's incorporating with meme coins. For those that don't like meme coins, you're essentially able to tokenize the value of culture and attention. So with that, even if you don't meme coin, like you just said, you're using, you hold some of the coin or some of the principal that it can be traded against, and you can create markets on that. You can't do that in banking unless you go, I think the minimum amount to do something in banking is like $10 million or something. This provides the ability to participate in economies in ways that people can't even fathom. But I see, is it Fayez? I got you muted there, buddy.
I think even unmuting it didn't fix it for him. I think
Yeah,
he
you
might
know-
have to keep
No,
the setting.
Fies.
Yeah, Fayez, you're
Fies.
going to go to the bottom to settings and then adjust your mic, and I'll come back to you. But 21 million, what's your thoughts on all this? Because I feel like is the Trump token launch the kind of wake-up call the altcoin market needed, or is it somewhat adjacent to it because it's such a bizarre left field kind of thing? Because we saw Dogecoin kind of kick off in 2020, 2021, that really went from 1 billion to 10 billion. And then we saw the altcoin market explode thereafter. I mean, this broke every record in every part of blockchain and in crypto, with 0 to, 30 plus $1 billion in the matter of hours. Is this something that can kick off that sort of risk on scenario? Or is this something that's kind of a white swan event that's not going to be necessarily tied to this sort of capital rotation and push for excitement in the market for risk? It's for 21 million. Guess he's not paying attention. Chonky, back to you, buddy. We're having trouble getting people keeping it going.
No, I listen, when you look at what the meme tokens have done, like if you go by category, right? If you look at Politify has absolutely been crushed the last 24 hours.
Mhm.
I think there might be 1 or 2 tokens in the top 10 or top 15 that are up on 24 hours. You look at memes are sort of getting crushed right now. I truly think we are seeing the impact of people maybe taking some profits and realizing that now we're going to start to see a little bit more stabilization in the markets, and maybe people are taking a little bit of a safer route. I don't know. Just seeing all the meme coins and all the Politify tokens get crushed is a little crazy to me. I'm glad that I'm out of all of them. For me, I for whatever reason, I think there's got to be a little bit. I think there's something more to the Trump launch and then the Melania launch. There's got to be a little bit more to it than just what we've seen. Call me crazy. I don't know. It just seems a little bizarre to me. The whole thing was out of nowhere. It was just random, and it didn't really make sense. And I still don't think it makes sense to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I
you
don't know.
mentioned some important stuff. It's like the attention all went to these Trump coins, and a lot of the main projects all the way up to, the top 30, they took a huge haircut, but we dug in pretty deep last night on the space, in the emergency space, for the Melania token. By the end of it, I peeled back all the layers of World Liberty Fi and all of the buys within World Liberty Fi. I wake up, Chainlink was up by like 9-10%. Right. And we see some of like these chosen projects within World Liberty Fi kind of taking center focus. Even Ondo showing some really good signs of life on the charts over the weekend. I think you're hinting at something very, very important. It's almost like we're getting a menu for the top performers in this. I mean, it could just be we have to go down Arc of Intelligence and the holdings of World Liberty Fi and fade those plays. Like, it sounds too simple to be true. But I mean, Jordan, what are your thoughts on this World Liberty Fi buy-up? I mean, we see the Trump coin come out on Friday, and then a lot of the World Liberty Fi tokens moving. Are they going to be the top performers this cycle, or is this just a kind of momentary hype that you see?
What I'm seeing right now is, I mean, all of the liquidity is now sucked over into Solana. It is now, the focus is Trump. It is these tokens, but that is setting the foundation for the rest of the market. All of these with all this liquidity coming over here, all of the great projects that have great utility, They are all, anybody that is not taking that time to get positioned, that when that gets unleashed onto the market, everything's going to soar if it's a great project, and people love the president. They love everything that he's went through over the past 4 years, and just to this point, to get all of these crypto investors, behind him, he's setting the new standard, and we are we're ready for it to go to blow, man. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I woke up and also saw Coin Market Cap now has the Made in the USA section, right?
no way,
Travis,
no way.
yeah, they're rolling out this Made in the USA narrative. We've even heard whispers of no tax on American-made crypto products. So
Okay.
I'm just talking
Huge.
about it, and we've seen these. Now we see this Made in the USA stamp basically being put on these projects. Travis, do you think the no tax on American-made crypto products and kind of that pull of developers to come back to the USA is something we're going to see this cycle?
That would be awesome. Let's just to exist, guys. No tax. I mean, come on. I'm ready to slap a Made in the USA sticker on every single business that I am. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Well, I mean, we already saw it. We already saw a little bit of it this morning with Sui coming back to the U.S. as well, or basically setting up their offices here. I'm curious to see if they're going to keep it limited to the ones that were initially before this already USA, or if it's going to be like a bastion of bring your ass to the U.S. and get your offices and your administration here, because it's kind of like becoming like we become that light, at that field at night where all the moths are surrounding.
Yes.
Are we going to be that beacon on the global stage to just bring all the mind share here? Because that would be awesome.
No, Kelly, you're
Exactly
so
what
right,
you're
man.
exactly what you're talking about. It's not just the market, guys. Everything that if COVID taught us anything, it's that we need to have more homegrown projects here. We can't just rely on the rest of the world to bring us everything that we need. We need more innovation. We need more inventors. We need more creatives right here from the U.S. to come in here and revitalize this entire ecosystem that is America. What Trump is right now. Now we are.
I was dropping all the alpha and we can't hear you.
We're losing you. If you can connect to wireless, that would be great. It seems like you might be on like 5G or 1G over there.
Yeah. He's over there. He's over there.
And I came out here to be beside the router too. I don't know what to do.
He should have on his phone. It should say, "You got no G, sucker. You got no G."
No G.
That's all good. But you are a G, so that's all good. But I want to get it back to 21 million. We threw a question their way, and then they got called by the president, so they couldn't get on. But 21, what's your make of this? I mean, I feel like, are we too bullish, or does this have a potential just chopping sideways at the $100,000 range all year and frustrate the living hell out of everybody? Or is this really is the Kraken really about to break through the gates?
Man, first of all, thank you, because there was a president just making sure I was bullish. I think the thing is we're not bullish enough, because the exact word you used was bizarre, right? And to me, I think that no one would have guessed that the president of the United States dropped not only one meme coin, but 2 meme coins before his inauguration. So to me, I actually like it because, like I had mentioned in the last space, Crypto.com changing their app store where it says now you can buy Bitcoin and Trump token literally in there. So to me, it's one of those things where a bunch of the normies, people who have no exposure to crypto, are going to figure out. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people are going to probably buy the top at $75 and kind of figure out why crypto is risky. But at the same time, I think, number one, we're going to have a lot more Bitcoin maxis, which is awesome. And number two, we're going to have a lot more people in crypto in general, right? People hopefully not buying on credit cards for 30%. Interest, but also understanding, hey, what the difference between DeFi is, the CeFi, where to get into, how to get into it. These kind of things is what retail was waiting for and what I think everybody was looking forward to. Now, another thing is the fact that he dropped the meme coin. I wasn't looking for him to mention anything about Bitcoin and crypto today. I don't forget, like, Donald Trump in America was on the world stage. So I wasn't expecting them to kind of announce Bitcoin. Just the fact that he took it upon himself to drop a meme coin for himself and his wife shows kind of how serious this is. I just hope that everybody doesn't get like lost in this and start asking for regulation in the DeFi space. That's the biggest thing I kind of ask of everybody is, safely trade, safely risk, and make sure that you understand that when you do, excuse me, not when, but if you do lose, it's nobody's fault but yourself, right? So to me, I actually love what Donald Trump is doing. I hope that he does more on the world scale because, again, the entire world, no matter what country you're from, watched the inauguration today. So now everybody else is going to continue to see what else we have in store, man. Not for anything. You guys never know. He's been buying Ethereum. People are saying XRP. There's so much stuff that the president of the United States is straight up degenning, guys. Like the president of the United States is in the trenches with us. I don't think we're kind of emphasizing it enough, man. This thing is awesome. Like you said, you want to use Bazaar. We are not bullish enough. I think 100,000 is going to be probably the lowest we see in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only just meme tokens. He I think prior to today or yesterday, he had under 80,000 Link, and he's got over 256,000 Link. So he basically tripled his exposure to Link. He stacking into Athena, stacking into Tron, stacking into Ethereum, and it's kind of interesting because he did a litany of buys this morning at $4.7 million on a bunch of these coins. 47th president. But then one thing Kevin Svensson pointed out on a stream I was doing with him earlier on BitLab, the stream I do in the morning, all of them were 4.7, and then it was $9.4 million in Ethereum and 940,000. I forget what that token was, but there's something, I don't know if there's something that I'm not aware of. Does 9.4 have some sort of importance that's not on my radar?
Man,
doubling down. 44.7 times 2.
Maybe.
Double down. Okay.
Double down.
Oh, you know what? He's doubling down on his presidency. So why not double down on Bitcoin and Ethereum, baby? Let's get it.
Yeah.
He did it on the last day of Gary Gensler, guys. Like this is a giant FU to Gary Gensler and the regulatory oversight. And Tom Emmer, we should have been listening to Tom Emmer in his congressional meetings. Like they're pissed about these companies leaving America. They want them back. They're talking about external revenue service. They're talking about putting tariffs on other countries. They're trying to nationalize cryptocurrency production, hash power control of Bitcoin. The list goes on. Like this looks like the gloves are coming off.
Well, Howard Lutnick was speaking. I was watching just before this on that. He actually mentioned the external revenue service again, and also talked. And this is one of those things that we talk about within the crypto ecosystem is liquidity, right? For those that don't know, liquidity is the fuel that drives this big ass vehicle up the mountain, which is prices going higher. When you have liquidity coming out of markets, you tend to get risk off markets. When you get liquidity coming in, then you get price action go up. But the other factor of that might not just be money printing like we've been so focused on. If there is a sort of a new flow of a freeing of capital leaving people's pockets from taxes, there's a real possibility here that a lot of people, especially on the left, were really sort of harping on what are you going to do with tariffs? It's going to do. Well, at the end of the day, if you really are incentivizing companies to come back here, otherwise are paying huge taxes to export into the U.S., then that incentivizes them to build here. And in addition to that, if there is sizable revenue from that, and that also lends to having basically tax cuts for people here in the States, that does free up liquidity further for a risk on environment.
I mean, he's making it clear we've been taken advantage of. We paid for the Panama Canal. Now China's in control of it. He's honestly spent the last 8 years being demonized. And even without this meme coin rollout, Donald Trump was going to be targeted by his opposition regardless. Look what they've been doing through his presidential election timeframe. And if we try to separate politics from crypto, it's basically impossible now. Like we also saw Mike Collins stacking Aerodrome and Ski Mask Dog on base, right? So seeing these elected officials kind of leaning into the base ecosystem, and obviously now we see this takeover of Solana. Something that's been on my mind is Ethereum and where Ethereum is going to fit into this conversation. Obviously, the ETH baseline price, not too exciting, right? But I've been sitting here printing money off of the DeFi plays within, base ecosystem in particular. Player One Taco, Is Donald Trump committing a community takeover of Ethereum right now before our eyes, and it's just going to take a little bit of time to realize it?
Oh man, it might be on the horizon in some way, shape, or form as we see America First chains, and we see like the Optimism super stack that we were talking, the OP super stack, that Base is built on, Mode, and all of these other things. I still really love the rumor that they were buying a lot of ETH to port over Trump token from Solana to mainnet or any other chain via wormhole. That's why I wore my wormhole shirt today, hoping for that move. But the really cool thing about the ecosystems that we live in, anyone can go do that. You could go do that right now yourself. And so, but no matter what, one, I see Travis's new background and I freaking love that.
It's it's a lot clearer now too, Travis. So
yeah,
good on you.
But I want to point out one of the things that we talked about yesterday. Phantom alone, not the other apps, front-facing apps, but Phantom alone was processing 8 million transactions per minute. All right, that is 133,000 transactions per second. Visa worldwide, at its height, when it's at peak capacity, is doing 42,000 transactions per second. So Solana, just Phantom alone, was doing 3.2 times more transactions per second than Visa worldwide, which is a huge testament to the tech. I was getting a lot of my transactions to land just because I was doing like high priority fees and bidding on that and slippage. So I wasn't really having issues getting into liquidity positions or making trades, but I know a lot of people were, and that was frustration. But the tech never stopped. It still went. It was all blocks were being produced and filled. It was awesome to see.
And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better with time and more clarity and more people coming into the space, more gigabrains that are coming in saying, hey, I want a part of this. Because, and I hate to hop in like uninvited here, but I got to say this too. Like we're talking about.
Hey, Chunky, you're always invited, baby. Come on.
All right, I just want to say this, like, and this is the thing that I'm most bullish on about the entire Trump administration coming in. His entire thing from day one has always been America first, America first, America first. He wants to win. He wants us to be at the front and center of the global stage. The fact that he and his administration recognize that blockchain technology can solve so many world challenges and it can push technology forward, it can advance humanity as a whole. The fact that they understand that and they want the United States to be front and center with growth in blockchain technology, to me, that is the most bullish thing. And that's not something that's going to generate some crazy price action overnight. And it's not going to save ETH. I'm sorry. But it's a marathon, not a sprint. Sorry, I had to take that jab.
Yeah, no, like if we would see like how that would have happened yesterday on Base or on any L2 or L3, what that would have done. Like the biggest thing that messed up yesterday for a lot of people with Melania was that giant, just fat finger Solana dump.
Mm-hmm.
And there was thousands upon thousands of bots that were arbitraging between on-chain and centralized exchanges. And so there was million of compute units being used for that was taking up block space, making it harder for humans to interact. But we couldn't have seen that on ETH. We would have seen gas prices, $1 million transactions.
We were talking about the other chains that could have handled it. One that definitely stuck out of my mind was Sui. Sui is definitely something we're probably ignoring. And what we're talking about on ETH's price, like I really do feel like the juice is gone for ETH price. But that's, again, if people are like just absolutely stuck to finding things on ETH, look at Base. Look at Base. Base is utilizing the security and the entire network of Ethereum for rock bottom fees, and you're seeing billions of dollars flow into those Base products. So it is something to keep in mind. And what we saw with, some of the surprise for me was that Solana performed so well during this mass onboarding process. Like, is this just kind of the biggest? I want to roll this question over to D-Star. Do you think that this is the biggest stress test that Solana will face over the next year? I mean, we're heading into what looks like a pretty bullish year for crypto. Is Solana going to up and do something even bigger than what we saw Trump token do on Friday? D-Star, can you hear me?
I mean,
There you are.
yeah, I'm here. Am I with you guys?
You are audible, D-Star.
Yeah, nice to be here, by the way. But yeah, your question is actually quite great. And I was talking with my guys, right? Because I personally feel like this is literally one of the most stress tests you can put on a blockchain. Because I mean, the freaking president just launched the meme coin. His wife launched one next right after it did. I mean, I don't see any other blockchain going through this test at the moment. And I do like the what you brought up, Sui, because done a bit of research about them, and theoretically they should be able to manage this, right? They should be able to manage a stress, basically something quite similar. But I think it was Solana did quite well, and I mean, freaking two such large volume coming on Solana at once, it did quite well, and it was actually quite expected to see this amount of stress on the blockchain. And I think we did well. I think Solana did well, basically.
But I think to Taco's point there, I think people don't realize how incredible it is that, and it's not just Solana. There's a number of chains that do this, but Solana's in focus right now. The fact that they handled more transactions per second than Visa can, it really is a monumental thing, and at a fraction of the cost. And it's not sitting in, because most people don't realize this. Gary Cardone put me onto this. Most people don't realize when you're using your credit card or your debit card's a little different because it's going to pull from the pool of liquidity that your card's tied to within your account. But when you use a credit function on your debit card, or you use credit specifically, those transactions, that's just a transaction into a ledger. It actually doesn't finish settling for anywhere from 3 to 6 months. So there's a lot to be said about the finality of what's happening within the blockchain, that we're able to do it at a faster rate. And it's basically near instant finality as well, without money that they're able to utilize to then go and make money on the back of you because they're loaning it out. I mean, that's essentially what banks do. And credit companies as well. So it's nice to see that we are stepping into where things are. There's such mass appeal for the things that are going on in the market. I mean, think about this. Who cares if you like Trump coin or not? The coin launched and did. I mean, the amount of volume it did just in the tradable volume, not the market cap. At one point, there was 1.3 or 1.6 billion dollars in volume in 3 minutes. Are you kidding me? And you're telling me there's not appetite? People still say there's no use case or there's no value for crypto. I'm like, you are out of your freaking mind.
One of the really cool things that's coming up is a upgrade called Fire Dancer. And so Fire Dancer alone, it uses a tile system of new nodes that you think of it exponentially on transactions. And the idea behind it is that each tile will be able to handle 1 million transactions per second. And they've done stress tests of that and tested that out on mainnet and see it in action and working. So this is like, Sui could technically on paper handle the stress of it, but we haven't really seen Sui put to the test yet in any way, shape. We've seen no other blockchain. Ethereum, I think the last time I saw a huge stress test of Ethereum was when Other Deeds launched from Yuga and the gas wars, and people had to learn about stuck transactions and shooting the nonce.
Yes.
And that doesn't happen in Solana. I can execute 50 transactions and they're not dependent on another transaction happening, So this is one of those things where, could any other chain handle it? I don't think we've seen with meme coins alone, 6 million tokens had been launched in the first 16 days of 2025 on Solana. 6 million tokens launched. What other chain has that?
Yeah,
And it's got a weird design to it from that happening too. It's like it's turned Solana almost it's trying to become deflationary because these memes launched, they lock the liquidity, and it's hard to find a good meme. A lot of memes don't have a focus or a team or a long-term outlook, so they die and then the liquidity's launched. So it's almost like this weird mechanism of deflation action that we've seen on Solana. It's not made it completely deflationary, but it might at a point if it continues. Something that I just had to highlight because a lot of people are, and then this tech that we're talking about, it doesn't matter until it means everything, right? Until you actually see the world light on fire for whatever meme it is, like we just saw with Trump. The tech doesn't matter until it means everything, and that's where the real winners and losers can be chosen. Sweet's got a small, counterpart, Aptos, that's completely being ignored right now that we might see pop up from that. But it's an exciting time. I'm loving the stress test that we just saw, and I got to mention, like, Cardano did see a slight stress test when its memes came out originally, and I remember the morning many Cardano folks that are maxis in my office, they were like, I can't get the transaction through, it failed me. And it was a ant compared to an elephant of what we just saw roll out on Solana. So it's an exciting time to be alive. Now, my thoughts on the aggregate meme coin market hitting this $1 trillion level. Kelly Kellum, you look at the larger picture of things quite often. Are you looking in the multi-trillion dollar aggregate level for memes to hit this cycle? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
bro, we are living in the upside down. It's hard to really do a legitimate assessment of where this could go. Had you asked me before Friday, I would have said, yeah, maybe somewhere in the 750 million to 750 billion to $1 trillion market cap for memes, because it does garner a lot of attention, especially because, and British Hodl pointed this out on one of the spaces we were on with Gary, that the $100,000 and above level for Bitcoin, while we are all aware that that's, nearly infinitely divisible. You can buy $1 worth, $5 worth, $10 worth. A lot of people still think I can't afford a Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even if they know it's divisible, people still have a unit bias where it's like, I don't want to buy 0.1 of something. So I think by that nature, when we do have a mass adoption coming into the market of people over this next year, I still am of the opinion that at the end of 2025, we're going to have more people that have adopted crypto for the first time this year than have ever been in crypto before. So that being said, and the majority of the people around the world are not in the US, right? I do think that there's going to be a unit bias sort of paradigm here where meme coins gives people this at least hope. It's a little bit of a lottery system. I think there's going to be a huge, I don't think we can even predict the amount of volume that's going to be going through memes. Now, does that steal liquidity from other chains? Maybe a little bit, but at the end of the day, I think it's going to be the training wheel and the entryway to the rest of the crypto market, much like Doge and Shiba was. And XRP is kind of in that category as well. And it's not that it's a meme, but the layman, the regular people out there, the normies that are not in crypto yet, almost all of them, if you talk to them, if they've heard of any crypto, they'll mention XRP, they'll mention Doge, they'll mention Shiba Inu, maybe Pepe's in there now, but I think we could see, a $2 to $3 trillion market cap, but it's all going to depend, excuse me, on this next 90 days to 4 months. When are these executive orders signed? What are they comprised of? What are the new regulations and clarity that come in with the new SEC and also with the Treasury Secretary? What are the talking points on the news? And it's going to be drastically different for not only the meme coin market, but for the crypto market as a whole. I mean, because on the one hand, we could end the market somewhere at the $140,000 level for Bitcoin. On the other hand, there's a real possibility that we are somewhere in the $400,000 range at the top. And I think it's kind of an open ballpark looking forward. But the meme coin space, I think, is going to see a huge amount of liquidity because of new adopters.
Man,
No, and Kelly, just to touch on that, man, I think where I see the market going, as long as they get the stranglehold off of these companies here in the US, where somebody's able to open up a US based company and it's going to be a tokenization of brands. Brands are going to be built on chain that have real utility, that are not just meme coins, but they provide actual products. And that's going to be the future of what's going to come, because there are great memes. Like you said, it's rolling the dice, it's the lottery system. But man, it's filled with scams, it's filled with rug pulls. I mean, you're really just rolling the dice, you're gambling. You know, if you want to just go to Vegas and throw it all on black, that's how it feels like sometimes, man. So you know, as they come in, they get all these regulations going. I think the meme market will grow, but I really think brands, once this is in place and they have a pathway to be able to open up and really build something, creators from all over the US, these brains that have built great companies, they're going to come in and they're going to build tokenization into their businesses, and that's what's going to explode.
So do you think with these brand launched tokens, like established brand launched tokens, do you think that those will still be categorized in the meme sector, or are we going to get clarity to where they can? Because the reason I ask that is because it kind of really starts leaning towards security, right? When you start having it being tied to a brand that if they do this, then, you know, so on and so forth. Do you think that we're going to get clear regulation in that regard? So we have basically an actual fully like a crypto securities section now that there's clarity?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's got to be a focus. I mean, if they want this thing to grow all over the world globally and connect everybody globally, there's got to be something in place. There's got to be some type of a roadmap for people to be able to follow, so you can actually bring in the innovation into the space. So many people are scared to jump into the space because it's a you know it's just it's crazy times, man. It's been at the end the wild west. So I think there's going to be an actual platform to say, hey, this isn't actually buying stock into the brand. You know, this isn't a publicly traded company. You know, there's a whole reason why you buy this token, and it's either a reward system or some other way, you know, to really lift them up. So
Well,
definitely
on
see
that
that.
note, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we are going to do an AMA with Jordan here and Travis and Tiona. They are from the Crouton Jones team. But before we do that, I do want to shout out the IBC team here, which is about 180, almost 200 strong. Because it's not just those of us that are lucky to be up here on camera like Drew and I, but it's also a whole litany of people in the background scheduling, writing, research. There's
on the fly research too.
Yeah,
Like,
on the fly. With that being said, I do want to say, don't forget that here on the Mario Nawfal channels, Mario's company IBC has been around since 2017, working with some of the biggest projects, including many of the Binance Launchpad projects this year. Some of the biggest launches of the year, actually. You can check the case studies on the IBC website. They also have a massive department working with the top AI agents, platforms in Web 2 and in Web 3. So if any of you out there that are paying attention, if you've got a VC-backed project, a meme token, an AI project, or listed project, reach out. Just send a DM here on the Mario Nawfal channel. They are some of the most active investors in the space and also do incubation and marketing services. So definitely DM Mario's account if you're interested in that, or the Roundtable account, the at Roundtable, depending on the host, and the team will connect you to IBC so we can get you all integrated there. And I do want to shout out everybody that is tuned in. It's those of you that tune in and go above and beyond and joining these types of panels and listening in to what's going on in the space to help make sure this space can grow forward. So with that being said, let's kick it off. I'm going to throw it over to the Crouton Jones team. What the hell is Crouton Jones? Give us your elevator pitch, give us the sauce, and then we can break it down, look a little deeper under the hood.
Thank you, brother. Trav, you want to open this one up, guy?
Absolutely. Anything to get moving, because I am absolutely over here freezing. I was wondering if I was going to have the nerves, but they've been absolutely frozen. I'm like, Andrew Huberman's got to be somewhere right now, like, yes, Grasshopper, embrace the cool, Grasshopper. But I'm over here shaking, baby, and I don't know if it's the crouton fever or if it's my little tiny croutons. But who is Crouton Jones? Basically, like, you just gave us the most warmest welcome pitch just before you brought us up here, baby. Because if you're looking for somebody to bring that bridge to the meme coin world, it is Crouton Jones with the world's first global brand token, guys.
Respect it,
Exactly
baby.
what you're talking about. You gotta respect it, baby. That's the thing about Crouton Jones. We're about three things. We're about positivity, we're about love, and of course, we're about respect, baby. Because at the end of the day, you can come in here and you can look at the Crouton Jones project and you can say it's corny, you can say it's lame, you can say it's boring, and you're wrong, and we'll slap you across both cheeks, tell you to keep it moving, how you doing, sorry about it.
So
But you will respect it.
give us a little. I mean, I love the energy. I love the
Yes.
vibe.
I'm sorry. That's part of the crouton fever right there, brother.
Dude,
I'm so
dude,
sorry.
let me
And I'm trying to give you the pitch, but I'm just getting the crouton fever boiling in my veins. And whenever that happens, it turns into full blown crouton mania. So I'm going to keep it white collar, as the brothers would say, and keep it cool.
So tell us what is Crouton Jones beyond the vibe, beyond all that?
Yes,
What
of course.
specifically are you guys aiming to do with this project?
Okay, I had to do that. That was for the lads. That was for all of our community that's in here. They're like, Travis, if you got up there and you didn't absolutely blow it away on the Mario Fall space, we would be so disappointed. So that was for them. But yes, of course, what is Crouton Jones? Well, first and foremost, Crouton Jones is an animated series that Jordan and I have come up with. It's shot in like the 70s style theme. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shaft.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Immediate
The
Shaft
young-
feels, bro. Like I'm looking at this
Exactly.
website, Shaft all the way.
Yes, but the young generation, they don't know about Shaft. They're all whack. They don't know about Shaft. It's unbelievable. But I always say, imagine Shaft as a crouton. That's Crouton Jones. Okay. So it's kind of got like that old Chicago style feel, that old New York style type of feel. This is an animated series that's not like your typical Simpsons or a Family Guy. It's not built that way. This is a limited series shot over 6 to 7 seasons, depending on how we end up making these licensing agreements and all these type of situations with like a Netflix or Hulu, depending on the duration, is what I'm talking about. But we're talking about an overarching storyline that is like a Breaking Bad, Sopranos, something like this, where we're actually storytelling. Jordan and I were big professional wrestling fans. Why? Because of the storytelling, because of the pageantry, and we wanted to bring something like that to an animated series. And then what we were able to do through this animated series is incorporate the Web3 community and cryptocurrency into it with a digital world, with our NFTs, our digital comics. It's a whole litany of things over here at Crouton Jones.
So
Yeah,
the
and just-
digital comic? Are you just coming out with a digital comic with this character?
Yes,
Oh,
so
yes.
it's like watching a 2D animated short film,
Yeah,
of
the
our
panels.
comics. So
Mm-hmm.
yes. And
Very.
guys, what we're building, it's an all original entertainment universe. We're a US based company here in the US. We are trademarked. We have Fies here from our studio. He is a part of an award-winning studio, is one of our strategic partners. They have over 500 world-class developers, designers, and artists in the world bringing this to life. They have done business for some of the biggest companies in the world, biggest games in the world, bringing this all to life. So just to this animated series, man, there's a bunch of crime families inside of New Snack City, and New Snack City is the place that Crouton Jones is from. And each one of these crime families controls the sugar trade. Sugar is the drug inside of New Snack City.
Oh,
So
my God.
Of course, have to.
New Jack City, New Snack City.
Exactly, just like we
One of the
our
bad guys
characters
is Nico Brown, baby.
yeah,
Oh,
and
come on.
Cookie.
Is there a theme song? Do you guys have a theme song for this?
Of course, we have
Oh,
a
yeah.
theme song. What do you think this is?
Bro, I need to
Carlton
hear
Jones? No,
this.
this is Crouton Jones, bro.
No,
Yeah.
no.
No,
So let me ask. So because this is super entertaining, I'm very curious about this. What makes Crouton Jones more than just a meme coin? What separates him from the pack? I mean, I see what you guys got going on here, but I'd love to hear it from the Crouton's mouth.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, what we have here, Crouton Jones, is much more than a meme coin. It is not an altcoin. What we are bringing is the first ever global brand token, the first ever GBT. So, and you ask what a GBT is? Well, you can't look it up because we're the first ones to do it. And what that is this is a community built brand built by the community for the community. So we're building this platform, all of the lore, providing the games, the comic books, the storyline, and then we're giving all of these assets. We have our own framework called Fae Frameworks with our own game engine, Mythic Ford game engine, and we're providing all of the assets for creators from all over the world to come in, contribute to this brand. So creators, if they have any ideas and they want to expand the lore, they want to come up with new characters. We have such a big Nigerian presence, man, that we're releasing Nigerian characters and build them into our story, into the animated series. So it's able to connect this brand all over the world. Like, we're using AI to translate our animated series in every language around the world without actually losing the character's voice. And so we're able to take something like this and just expand it, man. Of course, we started with memes because memes are a great way to market. And Crouton Jones, baby, he's the best meme there possibly is. He's the meme king. He's been every trending topic. You can turn him into anything as long as it has an afro, sunglasses, and a mustache. It's Crouton Jones.
Well, what is the access point for community members? Like, how do community members take the process and get seen by the leads of the project for their input on where the project should go? Like, what's the access point community members can take?
Yeah, so we have, of course, we have our community on Telegram, we have our community on Discord, and what we have is something called a content creation hub. So as people just come up with new ideas, they submit it into our content creation hub, which is actually 5% of our token supply goes back to creators from all over. And we decide if it's going to be something that's going to be great for the brand, will they come on and they can, earn on that for life for their contribution.
So with that being said, I know we were talking a little bit beforehand, and I saw some little croutons chirping in my ear that you guys may be having a TGE, basically the token launch event that might have. Tell us about the important dates coming up and what people can do to get involved if they're interested, because we obviously know that there's a huge mind share focus on the craziness of this last weekend and what's going on today. So let us know, let the people know where they can find out about this TGE.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We've been building this thing for the past 8 months, just full transparency, fully doxed here, and just building a strong community. Well, we've been advertising that our launch date is tomorrow. But due to the network congestion, the bottlenecking, and the onboarding of funds through centralized exchanges, because our project is more than just Web3. Crouton Jones, we're building it for the whole world. You don't have to buy a single token. You can watch the animated series. You can participate fully. But we're pushing it back to the 28th. So on the 28th, we'll be live on Raydium. We're going straight to the DEX. It's a multi-chain project. So we'll initially be launching on Solana, then Ethereum, and then Base. So we have 10 billion in our total supply. 40% is for Solana, 40% is for Ethereum, and 20% is for Base. And then, of course, we'll be building into layer 2s, and layer 3s, as we expand our project, man. So we have all of our docs on our in our Discord. You can look us up on, just Google us. Just Google Crouton Jones. You'll see everything there. Our Instagram, Facebook page, our X, our articles, the website. I mean, we own Google.
So on that note, do you guys have any, because this is an awesome sort of, it seems like it's more than even just a meme coin on the account, that you guys are really stepping into this global brand token, kind of creating this global brand token narrative. So do you guys have any sort of particular partnerships in the pipeline? And then also, what sort of areas is this going to be? Purely a web-based series? Or are you actively have something in the pipeline for any other broader licensing for other streaming abilities and access points in that regard?
Yeah, absolutely, Trav. You want me to touch on that one too? Because I just feel like I can just keep cooking.
No,
but I'm gonna
dude,
I'm gonna let you touch on.
you're on fire. You're on fire. I'm just going to keep letting you go. It's like double dutch. I'll just wait. I'll wait for my opportunity and I'll jump in. One thing I just really wanted to quickly touch on is I know a lot of people will ask during this or after this, hey, all of this sounds nice, guys, but how are you actually going to do this? I just want to reiterate that Fies over there, the handsome guy down there in the corner that you see, that guy and his team and his company is unlike anything you've ever seen. These guys are top notch, over 500 of them. I'm talking about the other day, they're walking us through the inside of their building. There's a whole wing of people just working on Crouton Jones stuff. So it's not a matter of if we can do this stuff. We are doing this stuff. It's not a matter of when are we going to make these partnerships or how can we. We are doing them. I just want to reiterate that because I know that we get that question quite a bit, and your audience will probably ask that. Yeah, sounds really nice, bud. But just trust me, we're not just looking for it. We're currently doing it.
Well, you mentioned you got some tools in the bucket here. I mean, you got a theme song, you got an animated series, you got a
brother.
comic
Check
book
out
series.
the highlight reel, man. Just go to our page, guys. Check out the highlights. We got games, man. We got an open world game. We have a mobile app game that's actually dropping this month on the Apple Store.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Google
just
Play
for
Store.
free. That's just a little fun one that our studio was able to do. You can download that through the Apple Store, through the Google Play Store. And they were like, you know what? We can do this really cool little runner game for you guys if you want. So it's Crouton Jones. He's chasing our villains. We're starting off with one of the big rival of Crouton Jones is this guy named Broccoli. He's a big, giant, stoic piece of broccoli that's like a samurai guy. He's a no nonsense kind of guy, just like Fies is. So he's going to be on this infinite runner. Crouton Jones will be chasing him, and this will be really fun too for any kids that love Crouton Jones because our series is going to be a little bit more tempered to young adult / teen, because of the amount of storytelling that we're going to be doing. So little kids, maybe their parents may or may not want them to watch that kind of stuff. It's up to them if they're, Democrats or not. That's on them. But for the Infinite Runner game, we're allowing them to come in here and to be able to play the game and it'll all be fun. And, everybody get kumbaya and have a great time and still enjoy Crouton Jones.
Interesting. I mean, and out of all these different tools that you have, do you have any preference on where you think you'll find the most exposure to people outside of cryptocurrency, just on the Web 2 space? Like, which one of these? The game, the video?
I think it'll be the animated series. Yeah, I think it'll be the animated series because with the animated series, so what we've done with the animated series is we've built utility into the CJT token from the ground up because we're crypto guys. We've been in crypto for a long time now, since 2017. So, but so often than not, you just get a cryptocurrency, you can pass it back and forth with each other, and that's pretty much it. Okay, you hope Elon tweets about it and it skyrockets so you can load up your bags, but that's pretty much it. Same with your NFTs. You got a picture on your phone, very cool, whatever, right? Well, we wanted to build utility in all of these things, right? So if you have our token, we make sure that you are able to eat first as a community member. Whenever we release our shows first, it goes to CroutonJonesShow.com first. You're able to watch that as a holder. Then that will go on to YouTube, right? Same with our card game, our NFT card game. We built our NFTs able to perform in this trading card arena that our studio is building, so that you can battle your NFTs against each other. Then you can take your NFT, level it up as you play, adding more value to your NFT because those NFTs will become, people want to come in there and pay for them or whatever. Same thing with like the game engine that we came up with. Very similar to like Roblox, how Roblox has given all of those tools back to the community so these kids can make these like Harry Potter worlds or fly around as donkeys and stuff. We're doing that exact same thing with Crouton Jones. It's just inside of New Snack City. We're updating it. You want to come in and be a milkshake? You can. You want to come in and be a cream soda? You can. You want to come in and be a tomato? Let's do it, baby. All of these things are available to you inside of our world. You can come in here inside of the a casino that's on inside of New Snack City and watch a performance from Snoop Dogg, and maybe he's a piece of broccoli that's on fire and everybody's high off of the broccoli. All these things are a possibility at Crouton Jones.
I love it because you're bringing. You mentioned that you were fans of wrestling. You're bringing a little bit of like the new age Macho Man Randy Savage here to the chat, baby. I love it. I love that it's not just, hey, it's a token with an animated series, but there's a game involved. There's an engine involved. There's this bridging, of communities between Web 2 and Web 3. It seems like you guys have a fantastic thing going for you. And I'm, excited that we're able to talk about this and flesh this out. As we wrap this out, is there any final things that maybe we didn't hit or something that you'd like to acknowledge or anything? I know we talked about dates. You said next week for the TGE. Anything that people should be paying attention to otherwise for dates or actionability, call to action for people that are out there that are tuned in?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So, guys, Crouton Jones CTO on all platforms. You can look us up. We do a show, actually, the Crouton Jones Show, every Saturday. And what we're doing is we're bringing entertainment to X, to Instagram Live, to all of these different platforms, guys. You know, a lot of the times we jump in these spaces or we jump into these shows, man, and it's always just down to the technical details, man. And what if you really want to onboard people, what this space is missing is entertainment.
Mhm.
And so you want to be the one, the catalyst to bring in entertainment to this space and just take it to the next level, man. We have 14 different revenue streams that are not just for Web3, but for Web2 as well, that will go back, you know, to go back into our project, to go into our liquidity pools, to build out the further development into our ecosystem and just grow this thing further. So yeah, I would say that's our thing, is jump into the community, guys, because the token address is dropping to the community first. So if you're not in the Discord and you're not in the Telegram, you know, you're just, you know, you're gonna have to cope, guys. So
And
you know,
and you can find all those links and addresses on their website, everybody, at croutonjoneshow.com. And that's crouton spelled like crouton, CROUTONJONES show.com, croutonjoneshow.com. They got all the links there for their, it's the same thing, I believe, right? It's the same thing for, same,
Absolutely.
Crouton Jones CTO, at Crouton Jones CTO for their Twitter. But what a pleasure having you guys on. I love seeing it. And you're right. I think the entertainment aspect, we're all tech focused because we're here early in crypto, right? People don't give a shit about that. They want to know, is it fun? Can I use it? Am I entertained? Does it make things simpler? And so it's nice that the space is moving in that regard, because this is what we need for adoption in this space. And again, thank you to everybody that's tuned in, and thank you to the entire panel here, from Chonky, Player One Taco, to Tiona and 21 Million and Fayez, and of course Jordan, and of course the Macho Man Randy Savage, Travis Barnes himself, bringing the vibes.
Hell yeah, bro.
And then the entire IBC team, always keeping these going, always organizing wonderful panels and discussions. This market is just heating up, guys. It's 4 o'clock, and it's my expectation, and many of the people in our office over at Hit Network are starting to think sometime between 4 and 6, we might be seeing some of that spiciness from these executive orders. There's 200 getting signed. So remember, if the markets do dip from here, we know what's coming. Don't trip by the dip, not financial advice. That's just strategy that the big dogs use. So why not follow the big dogs? My name's Kelly Kellum. Thank you for being here. Drew, do you have anything you'd like to close out with?
Yeah, man, just dig deep. Follow, you know, everyone on the panel. Honestly, this project sounds like it might have some legs. Me on the blockchain basement, I'm always interested in finding things before they're popular. Sounds like you guys have built out a roadmap to really capture attention, and appreciate the 90,000 people that tuned into this show to find out about the project and push this meme coin super cycle over the top, baby. Things are just getting started, so I'm here for it. I'm excited.
Absolutely. And again, thank you to everybody on the panel, and of course the team over there at Crouton Jones. Thank you guys for building something that's beyond just, hey, here's a meme that I auto-generated on an AI deal and let's make money on it. No, you guys have a full ecosystem. So here's to the global brand token. Shout out to you guys. Again, everybody, that's croutonjoneshow.com. And again, thank you to the IBC team. And thank you everybody for tuning in here on the Mario Nawfal Crypto Daily. We appreciate you. That's all we got for today. Adios. We'll see you in the next one. In the charge, baby. Goodbye.
Thank you.